Too often we judge other groups of people by their worst examples, while judging ourselves by our best intentions. The gentleman who said that is actually former President George W. Bush, and he said that recently in a speech in October that actually got a little press. And so yeah, I would really love if we just could see each other as one group, the group of humanity, and realize that for all the things that are different, there are so many things that are the same. Most people are just trying to make a living or survive. Most people are family people and trying to do those things that love their families and care for their families. Young people are wanting a future, an education. People want to find someone to spend their life with that they love, or at least manage not to kill each other. So some things never change. So all of the groups that we have are inventions, and they can be beautiful things. Loving your heritage and enjoying that heritage and all the traditions that surround it and are beautiful, and it's even more beautiful when we can share. Like, I'm really excited for the day when I can go be part of like a Chinese New Year, like in China. I would love to do that, or anywhere really, in New York. And I would love if, Chinese people would invite me to participate, and I have a feeling they probably would absolutely love it if other people whose tradition that was not participated and loved it. So the traditions and the heritages we have can be fun. They can be fun. But when we use them to get ready to harm one another, then I think we need to go back to remembering that they're inventions, and that we have spent a lot of time in our political culture. Speaking of the United States, I can't speak for other places, but I'm sure it's a widespread problem. Making sure that we've got the groups named correctly, quote unquote. We invented a word, terrorist, and I will tell you right now, there's no such thing as a terrorist. It's a name. It's something that we made up to be able to do the things we need to do or want to do, or it's a mess to me. I'm being honest here about what I think about that kind of thing. There are no terrorists. There are only people who are acting badly and people who are not acting badly. And there are people who are misunderstood, or double standards, and it's not even a thing. It's invented. We're just the family of man. But if we are going to do labels and groups, why do we think that we know who belongs into that group? Each person needs to be able to say who they are and what they believe, and we need to listen instead of thinking that we already know because we saw, a 3-minute thing on the news. And as far as the major, what's really relevant in this world is some of the religious divisions, which also become cultural divisions, and the insistence that such and such of a religion is not good, or it's violent, or it's better to be atheist, or it doesn't matter. We can argue about these things all day long, but people care about where they come from. And it's not, you can find words of peace in the Quran, you can find words of violence in the Quran, you can find words of peace in the Bible, you can find words of violence in the Bible. And I'm not as familiar with the other scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, but I'm pretty sure that you can find justification for whatever choice you want to make in anything. There are Buddhists, there's a part of the country where Buddhists are massacring Muslims. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it of Buddhists because my idea, I thought they were pretty peaceful folks, but I guess they can kill people just as well as anybody. And again, why is it? It's not because they're Buddhists, it's because they're people. And as humans, we have this nasty habit of murdering each other. So it's not what's in the books, it's what's in us. And we read out of the books what we want. I can read the entire Quran, the entire Bible, the entire Bhagavad Gita, and I have, and read all, if I have to, I'll skip the bad spots. And I do that in the Bible, and I do that in the Quran if I need to, or I understand them in the context that they were historically or whatever. But I can read all the peaceful ones because that's the Bible I'm going to read. And I'm not going to spend one minute of my life hating you, shedding your blood, oppressing you, assaulting you. And I can be a very thoughtless person at times. And I know that I've hurt people over my lifetime, but I'm grateful that I can keep improving. So, yeah, just think about how you're thinking about people and what they do and why you have to collect people into groups and so that somehow your world makes sense. And if you're going to do that, there are so many options. If you're going to collect people into groups, there's so many options. Why don't we have all the blue hair people start a nation? Blue hair people from all over the world start a nation or whatever. Why are we doing groups the way that they are and acting like it's some kind of thing that we can't, that isn't malleable? Anyway, think about it, and I'll see you next time.